some fortune-telling cards and a small little crystal ball and all that kind of stuff. And she's got a little sign outside saying "Fortune's told."
Why do I get the feeling that that type of person is a fortune teller with tarot cards?
That kind of thing's being set up, and there's a few other things all being set up as well. There's a stocks being set up, and there's a bucket of water, and it looks like there's some sponges and things like that. And various other things. It looks like everybody's just already getting ready set up for this kind of country festival kind of.
Zabby wants to stab.
Not fucking funny. I just want to stab it.
Okay.
I just want to poke a little small creature. Nothing more, nothing less. And if it's a fish, then I'll stab a freaking fish.
There's a river over there. Stab a fish.
If I catch it first. And this would be probably with my hands.
Owie turns to Estelle and says, "We stay at the weirdest of places."
What are you referring to? Which are you referring to?
All of it.
The company we keep, or just everything?
Just the places we end up. We end up in the strangest of places.
Would I know what like these Rohan are doing at the moment in this town? Like they're holding up like some festival then, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a winter festival. It's a winter festival. And it's set up in this small town, and what it is, it's basically set up, and the farmers from the surrounding areas and some of the tribesmen from the various hills and all the rest of it will come down.
Would Zabby roughly know what they're doing?
The place would be lit with candles and when decorated.
Yeah, would Zabby know roughly what they're doing?
It's a similar tradition that's carried out across various races across Middle Earth. Not everybody kind of does it the same way.
Yeah.
Elves will probably tend to do it a little bit more religiously, a little bit more with like song and a little bit more worship. Yeah, with poetry and with elegant music and all the rest of it. And they definitely won't have coconut shies and fortune tellers and all that kind of stuff and archery contests.
So I'm basically like saying to them, what? Have you not seen the festival from another race before?
They have different traditions and customs, like from region to region. But it's not uncommon to have these kind of things around about this time, very close to the winter solstice. You notice you are moving very, very close to winter solstice.
I'm sure things are going to happen. They're real important in the winter solstice. There's like two things going to go close in the line and make a portal to the underworld. Is the stars going to align and we're going to be in another apocalypse? Anything can happen.
Are you saying this in character, or are you saying this as a freaking player?
I don't care if it's both.
All we turns and says you're reading way too much fiction.
I may not know much, but he has a point there. You're reading too much into it.
Okay, so you're slowly making your way out of town, passing all these various things, yeah?
Is there like a river nearby?
There's a river to off to one side, yeah. It's an enclosed river. It's like I say, it's got a wooden, like breakwater. Because it is a river. It's not a sea. A wooden harbour with various jetties.
I kind of go to it and look at it. Do I see any fish?
Yeah, you can see fish. There's a small little fish farmer down there.
Can I try and catch one?
Good luck. Because I'm going to get my horse.
Okay, 77 or higher than 77?
Higher than 77.
Why does Whisper roll high?
I don't know.
Every time we do these roll challenges, you always roll higher.
Fuck. I'm not going to get a freaking fish.
I'm not going to forget the number you pulled for, I can't remember if it was for Dylan Trask.
Yes!
81.
81.
Okay, after flapping around for a couple of minutes in the water, yeah, like trying to grab hold of a fish, you got hold of one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got that, and I yeah, I stab soul steal it into the fish quickly.
Okay. You see the black blade turn blue.
Okay. Why has it turned blue?
Because it's now got the soul of the fish in it.
Really? It just exchanged it?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So the fish I'm holding right now is now got the soul of the orc or the...
Yeah.
Okay, I get my other dagger, put it on the floor and just cut his head off.
Okay, you killed a fish.
Yeah, there you go.
Achievement unlocked, Zabby. You killed the fish.
No, I killed it, so I'm chucking it back in the river.
Okay, right.
You're not gonna cook it for dinner? For later?
Well, eating the soul
You're
of an
polluting-
orc or a goblin? No, thank you. I just got a soul of a fish.
Yeah, she's got a soul of a fish now. She's saying, I've just got
So
a
your
soul of a
dagger-
fish.
What?
Well, didn't Estelle always continue walking?
No, I
Yep.
went to grab my horse and went back to Zabby because
Okay, so now my blade is blue.
Yes, it's blue blade now.
It's blue. Okay,
Yeah.
so first it was black, now it was blue.
Yeah, it's crystal. It's,
during the
it's a
minutes
crystal
of Zabby
blade.
getting a fish, I was getting my horse and bringing the horse back to the river to see Zabby.
How do I empty it then? How do I empty? Just basically have it seafood glass.
No, it started out like that.
It's gonna stay like that.
No, it started out like that. It started out as clear glass.
Yeah. How do I get it back to how it started out?
I don't know.
I hate you so much right now.
Unless the clear gas was just either it was just made and it was never used, or it originally had something in there anyway.
I had nothing next. The thing died straight after.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, in any case, I now have a soul of a fish.
Okay.
Blub blub.
Actually, since I do have a soul of a fish, that could be quite useful.
In what capacity, Zabby? Get on the horse, please.
Oh, I don't know, maybe stabbing the enemy with it? So
You're
they can
gonna
have a
stab
mind
a-
of fish?
So you're gonna stab someone and turn them into a fish.
No, you
It
don't
doesn't
turn them
work
into.
like
You don't
that.
turn them into a fish.
Their soul is transferred.
Oh, so the fish is gonna possess the person.
It's going to possess the body, yes.
Yeah. The body doesn't change. The body remains the same.
I know that. I'm asking as Estelle.
Oh, okay.
Well, okay. From what I can gather, remember that this blade was black?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's blue. So, in technical terms, it just exchanged it.
What did it have before then?
Black.
No. What soul? What was? So why
You
was
know
it
that
black?
orc that me and Theo killed?
Which one? We've killed much orcs.
The one in the field farms.
Oh, when I came after with Dylan Chest. And you
Yes.
guys killed whatever that was there. The-
Yes.
orcs.
Well, basically, with that particular orc, we didn't actually kill it. I just had its soul.
You're just casually carrying an orc soul?
Yeah.
And until I can actually exchange it to a smaller creature, which is now a soul of a fish in the blade.
Huh.
And the fish and the soul that previously had it, that was an orc. It was in
that makes
that.
sense why you wanted a stabby stab.
Yeah. So luckily, I did catch a fish, exchanged the souls, and killed that fish.
Alright.
So we don't have to worry about, oh, I don't know, a rampaging fish that has an orc soul on it.
Yeah, because that would be traumatizing for people.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Can you ride on my horse now?
I have my own, thank you. Have you forgotten already?
Yeah, I forgot because I'm so eager to
I go and
leave.
get on. I go and get on my horse.
'Cause
Okay. Okay, you
Yeah,
get
I
off.
go and get on my horse, and I
Oh,
just
God.
go.
I
Jeez.
follow
That's the
where Zabby
fascination.
goes on my horse.
This is the fascination of she's killed a fish.
Well, I'm not fascinated. I just know that I just got rid of something that I didn't want us to keep in my fucking blade.
Well, you got a fish in there now.
Exactly. I prefer the
And a
fish
fish
than a
is
freaking orc.
Okay.
So you're actually ready to go now.
Yes, I'm
You are
ready to go now.
You are willing to travel the entire distance all the way to Sarbod without stopping.
Yes, Lady Estelle, I am ready to fucking go. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Dylan Trust. I wonder what the hell's going on.
Unbelievable.
I just have to send a message to, like, side note as a player there, when you guys were describing all what the dagger does and whatnot, I was like, as soon as you got to the end of it, I was like, does the dagger really do that? And I sent that message to Lee, and he's like, yes. And I was like, oh, cool. So,
Yeah, it does.
woohoo!
Well, you're not getting that anytime soon, so I'm there.
No, I don't want to. I'm just like, wow, this is one hell of a long.
I mean, imagine if I somehow. I'm just saying this as a player. Imagine if I somehow stabbed the lady in black and I had her soul.
Yeah.
You
could
really
shove
want to
it
be
into
facing her,
another-
though.
Yeah, but potentially she could put it into a less dangerous creature, one where she wouldn't, like, quote unquote, have her powers and then kill the bitch.
Well, probably, but this is just basically a theory that I'm saying. Just imagine if I stabbed her with the soul that I have in my blade at the moment,
A fish.
Yes.
and it would be exchanged.
Just a theory. A
Yeah.
game theory.
No, not like that, Missy. Basically, this is now that I've like tested it out a bit more, and now I have a blue blade at it now.
Mm-hmm.
I could if this is just an example, since I have the fish soul in the blade now, I could stab the enemy with it still, but the souls will be exchanged. So basically, for example, I'm guessing if I did stab the lady in black with it, then the fish soul will go into her body and her soul will go into the blade.
Yeah.
So it's like a trade.
And then when you stab the next person,
It's the same again.
yeah. So imagine yourself if you're in a room with 6 other people
Yeah.
fighting for your life.
Mm.
Yeah. Just picture that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're just like multiple, and you have to like trade it off to the next, and then to the next, and then to the next. That's what I'm seeing here, Whisper. Come on.
I know. Just bear that in mind.
So I'm keeping that in mind. So it trades souls, not bleh.
Yes. Now remember, if you fumble
Then I could be in trouble, couldn't I?
and you accidentally cut yourself,
Mm.
yes, just bear that in mind, okay? Or if you
Yeah.
even worse, you could accidentally stab somebody else.
Anybody else? Yeah.
Don't you dare stop me.
I'm just gonna say this, that I will not use it in battle. I'm just gonna say this right now. That's only if needed.
Okay?
Mhm.
Yeah, just bear it in mind that things like that could happen and probably will.
Yeah.
Don't trust.
Yes. Yes.
You left to get your supplies and you've headed out, yes.
No, I'm heading to get supplies into town, and when I get into town, I get some supplies,
Okay, you're going to
Right.
town, yeah.
some food for the journey ahead of me. I don't intend on paying it, so I'm stealing every piece of food that I can get off of a kind of little marketplace. Welcome back, Clee. Preferably stuff that will not be missed by the people selling it, and I'm taking it when they don't look.
Okay. You're in the marketplace. Remember how busy there was a really busy, noisy marketplace kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. The quality of the food's not amazing.
Not caring.
Okay. It's adequate. It's adequate, but there's obviously you're more used to more refined kind of catering services.
Mhm.
but it's adequate. It's adequate for what you can, from what people need and what people can get.
Okay.
Yeah.
While I'm also in the marketplace picking stuff up, I'm going to inquire, since I'm not with a Morwen or a Theo, or anybody else for that matter, I'm going to inquire about this fallen star into its location, because and it's been a while since we actually spoke about it, but I can determine whose directions are right. And
You've only got the directions that Theo told you, whether or not they were the
Yeah, it
correct
could be
ones or
some
not.
crap ones or not.
So I'm
We were speaking in an open tent.
I am going to inquire as to where this fallen star thingamajig is.
You're moving around the marketplace, and there's lots of traders, and there's lots of buyers, and lots of shoppers, and lots of suppliers, and things like that. Yeah.
And the occasional thief on the corner that I know.
There's occasional thief, but like it's like everywhere else. There's pickpockets, there's cut purses, there's people who are just kind of like acting as like distractions. You know what I mean, with shopkeepers and things like that, and somebody else will slip in behind and all kind. It's not an epidemic of thievery, but you do notice it going on, kind of thing, occasionally.
Okay. Since I know it's one of these thieves, can I actually go speak to one? Because these are good for information.
You
know
see,
how to talk to them.
you can see one. He's probably not very old. It's a Rohan kid. He's probably about age 9 or 10.
Can I look for a thief that's a little bit older? Like somebody who's maybe more seasoned.
More seasoned.
Yeah.
Alright,
more
you're looking.
liable to know information and shit.
You're looking around, and like I say, you're looking about, and you can see that there's another off to one side, probably a 8 to 9-year-old kid.
Okay, I'll go talk to him.
As you approach him, you see him kind of like he notices that you're walking towards him, so he starts running.
Okay, so that one doesn't work out very well. I can just like walk off in the opposite direction from him, and back to the first one, but I do it inconspicuously. Like the first kid that I noticed.
Okay, you start making your way back to the first kid. You make your way back to the first kid. He hasn't really moved. He seems to be loitering like under a shop sign. Yeah, shop signs like he stood like partially in a puddle, kind of thing, because it's still very damp and very overcast and very like a dreary kind of day. He stood in a puddle. And he's looking down the street, and he's looking across the street, and there's a guy seems to be walking up towards him before you approach. And this is a very elegantly dressed guy. He's kind of like got black curly hair, and he's got a blue velvety kind of suit.
Do I recognize that guy?
You don't recognize him, no.
Okay.
He's got like.
Player, is it familiar?
As a player, is it familiar to whom?
To me.
Possibly. He's got black curly hair. He's very clean shaved, and he's got a blue kind of suit with like frilly white shirt kind of thing underneath. Black boots.
Okay. What does he do when he gets close to the boy, or what does the boy do to him?
He gets close to the boy. The boy kind of like notices him coming. The boy takes something out of his pocket, and he kind of palms it off to the guy.
Okay, I wait until the guy is away.
The guy walks on. The guy walks past.
And then I kind of walk towards the boy, and without actually directly having a conversation with him, I just kind of kneel to the other side of the wall and say to him, I noticed that.
Yeah, you're going to make real friends with that.
He doesn't know what you're talking about. He's just waiting for a friend.
Well, that might be so, but I'll keep my mouth shut if you can give me information.
Just,
And maybe there
what?
might be a nice piece of silver in it for you.
What do you want to know?
A few nights ago, there was a bright light in the sky, and possibly something fell to the earth. Where can I find it?
It's in the wall. I can have
Where
my
is
silver.
that?
Where's the wall?
Mm-hmm. Any directions to that place or a map?
Candy says if you just keep going east, you'll sooner run into it than anybody else. If you just, it's where the miners go every day. They mine the wall. So the wall is probably maybe 600 square miles of just open barrenness. And how big is this
How many
object is
days?
supposed to be? You know.
How many days travel is it from here?
Oh, probably about half a day. Well, the wall, you can probably make it in an hour to the edge of the wall. It's only just down this road through the old town, past the training encampment, and that's it. You're in the wall.
Yay.
That's the edge of the wall. That's why it's called Wall View.
I'm such a smarty kid.
Okay, I say to him, no, you didn't lie to me. And when I do this, I draw one of my sides.
He said, no, he's got... If you don't believe him, ask somebody else. They'll all tell you exactly where the wall is. It's over there.
Okay. I thank him for the information. And I then walk off.
You're not giving him a silver piece?
And I drop a copper piece in front of him and say, if your information turns out to be fruitful, I'll come back and give you a silver piece.
Alright, no worries. And he kind of puts his foot over the top of the copper piece.
Okay.
You will start walking away, Corinne quickly bends down, picks up the copper piece and puts it in his pocket.
Okay.
Theo.
Theo,
Yeah.
man.
Talking with Moen, and Moen says that, yeah, she'll go and find Estelle or we.
Yeah.
And, but she's a bit, like, she doesn't know what it's going to take to actually drag Dylan Trask along.
Look, whatever, just do what you can. I mean, he's got his own life as well, so whatever he wants to do, he can do on his own. I'm not going to babysit him. Yeah, it's just something I thought he would be able to explain a bit better because he knows the bit of the history with it.
Okay.
I've given you the word, I've given you the location. I've written like a little parchment for her just to take. And it just basically states what information I know of and where it is, and who I will be sending information to.
Right. Well, she says she'll make ready and she'll leave within the hour.
Okay.
Okay, so she leaves the tent. Colour mince go pie and Freya comes in and says, is there any special duties that you'd like her to carry out for the rest of the day?
Yes, I need you to arrange some sort of meeting with the civilians, whoever's in charge of the civilians, or gather them up at a certain time so I can speak with them, as well as send a message to the lieutenant here so I can speak with him as well and arrange a message to go to Rivendell.
Alright, she'll round up the captains and get word out.
Thank you.
Probably take about half an hour or so, it won't take long.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to take a little chair and just sit out the front of my tent.
Okay, you can see that she
Sit on my porch.
immediately goes out And she catches the attention of one of the
You need a smoke pipe now.
of the captains.
Got one. Not going to use it though.
Aww.
And she relays the message, and she sees no one, and they relay the message, and you see them like rounding up some of the civilians, saying that they are all to congregate in a centralized area. They will be addressed by the Lord Commander. She's also dispatched a messenger to the lieutenant of the training academy, the lieutenant of Wallview, as well. Okay.
Cool.
Time, as I said, time goes by, and you can see all the people seem to have all congregated together, kind of thing. All the civilians.
I will head my way that way if I'm.
Freya comes up and she says, time for your big moment, my lord.
Jolly good.
Jolly good, old chap.
You might want to put the pipe down.
Yeah. I put the pipe down. I put my tea down. Well, I make sure I finish my tea.
Yeah.
I will head over.
Best image.
You head over, and you see you're heading over, and it's kind of like it's fairly flat. It's on a slightly rise. Yeah, it's on a slight rise, and you're at the bottom of this rise, and everybody seems to be stood around in a semicircular kind of, like the civilians seem to be stood in a semicircle right in front of you, and then behind them is an assortment of all the various soldiers and garrison commanders and various things like that that have all arrived with these civilians. Yeah?
Oh, the commander's there as well. Okay. Yeah,
Freya stood off one side. She is she's removed herself from the situation, and she's just like cleaning up the objects that you've placed around the outside of the tent, and she's moving them back inside.
no worries. So, I want to enter pretty much the area where they've congregated in the little semicircle.
Yes, like a small little amphitheatre kind of thing they've created just by using the natural rolling hill.
Yeah. So I'm not going to shout or anything because my voice, but I will project my voice a little bit so they can all hear me, because there's around about 200 civilians that's supposed to be congregating. So I spoke to you all yesterday. I wish to know your information today, if you are sane or if you wish to come. Be warned, if you wish to go with me, we will be leaving in 2 days.
2 days. Okay, 2 days. You hear a little mutter, kind of the muttering amongst themselves, saying, "Oh, 2 days, 2 days, yeah, 2 days."
Okay, 2 days allows us to get something prepared. I have to send word off and wait for a reply. If it comes back earlier, then we will leave earlier. But I'm allowing 2 days, and then we will have 3 to 4 days travel. Is that right?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 days travel. Not long.
3 to 4 days travel to Canhard.
Yeah.
So if you wish to tell me who will be staying and who will be going, please either inform, elect someone in your group to be your spokesman, and then come and tell me your information that you wish to stay or go, how many people wish to stay, if there's going to be injured, come in, injured stay, and I need all this from you guys. If there's women and children going or staying, let me know, and I will try to prepare for the journey ahead.
Okay. Like I said, there's little murmurs and things like that, and you can hear people like asking, what will it be like when they get there? What will they do when they get there? Will there be places for them to stay? Will there be jobs for them?
Are they saying it to me? Like, are they just
No, they're kind of
out
saying it to each other. So they're kind of like saying it to each other, like this place we're going to. What's it like?
I say out loud then, like, if you have any questions about the place, ask me. I know a little bit about it. Yeah, and we will discuss in detail as much as you want.
Okay, like you can say that there's a kind of a quietness across everybody, and you can hear the wind blowing against the various tents and things like that. And there's one guy seems to shout up from, you don't know where from, just off to one side you hear somebody say, what if when we get there we don't like it?
Then you are free to move on to your own location. I am not forcing you to stay. I am not forcing you to go. It is just an opportunity for a new start if you wish it.
How do you know it's safe?
No one knows anything until you get there. I do not know if it's safe. I do not know if staying here is safe. I do not know if the area we just come from was safe before it got attacked. You know, at the moment, nowhere can be safe, but that has the beacon, yeah, the place with the biggest fortress I know of so far, apart from Helm's Deep. But like for that area, it is a stronghold. There is a small hamlet outside the area as well, so there is a village for us to look at, to live in. Now I know the village has been empty for so many years. People say they just pass through it and they don't stop there. The reason why, I do not know. I'm sure we will find that reason when we get there, but it could well be that it's been left in such desolate, oh my god, voice. Just like run down for so long that no one wants to fix it up. It could be a new opportunity for everyone.
Like I said, there's a few more murmurs, and another voice comes from the opposite side, the other side somewhere. And one of them asks, "Will there be work for us when we get there?"
Yeah, why not?
Another voice from the opposite side, kind of like there's like voices coming out from the crowd all over the place. Say, "Oh, will we have to pay taxes?"
We will figure something out. More likely, yes, but it may be at a low rate, depending on how bad everything is there. You know, depending if we have a militia, you will need to pay for the protection of the people. Your protection will need your payment, or you work around with something as we do a fair trade with stuff.
There's a female voice comes from, like it sounds like an elderly female voice saying, "Are we going to get compensated for what we've lost?"
No. Yeah, I just straight out say no.
Oh, okay. That's caused a little bit like. Oh,
I am well aware that you guys have lost stuff.
houses, furniture,
Lost houses,
possessions,
furniture.
jobs.
When we arrive in the place, you will get a new house. That will be there whenever we're there. You know, we will help build houses. We will build furniture. We will get you established if you wish to stay there. I can't say that you're going to retrieve items. Maybe when everything's settled down a little bit and the armies aren't there anymore and they're not attacking that citadel, maybe you can return.
There's one guy, again, like at the back somewhere, you can't really see him, but he says, "Can you guarantee that we will get back everything we have lost?"
No.
Never.
No. Can you guarantee anything? No, of course you can never guarantee. I've lost so much in my past that I'm never going to get it back. Never, ever am I ever going to get it back. I know your pains, yeah. All of you here, I know how much it is to lose everything, to lose your families, to lose your possessions, to lose a place where you live. I am well aware of the pain that it will have. Yeah, but all you can do is keep moving forward and hope for a better life.
Okay, well, they're kind of all muttering amongst themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, I stand there for a little bit longer, and if no one directs anything at me...
Nobody's saying anything. No, nobody's saying anything. There's one small kid off to one side saying, "Will he have to go to school?"
Yes. Yes, I'm afraid you will. Education is really important.
Otherwise you'd be dumb.
You need to grow up big, strong, either for a fighter or using your noggin. And I point to my
What's
brain.
the land like?
Where we are?
No, where we're going?
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
I've never been there.
Can we go?
I am literally going in
Is
the
it
same
growing
situation.
land, or is it grazing land, or is it
I think it was farmland at one point.
farmland?
Is that what the commander said to me? The lieutenant? I can't remember now. In like a whole week.
Is it grazing land, or is it growing land? Is it ploughing land?
I can find out more information if you wish. I'll go speak to the lieutenant to see if he's got anything else about it.
Yeah, there's more murmurs now. There's a little bit of muttering going on.
I do say it's pretty good crop. I mean, there used to be something there, so they obviously did survive.
But not anymore.
Oh no! Apparently wars happen. You know, this is like fourth age. No, we're in the fourth age. Third age. Back in the third age, there was a war back that way, and people died, and then it got left, and it's never been really lived in again. They all go to the actual beacon place, and the people living in the beacon are that's it. They just live in the beacon. They don't live in the town. So we have an army there, or we have a force there.
Yeah, I hear some people say, I'm not sure. I'll have to think about it. Well, I've heard that there's this, and I've heard there's that, and I've heard there's something else, and they're basically saying, well, I'm not sure about the taxes and all this kind of stuff.
2 days and I go.
Okay, well, like I said, you give them an opportunity for them to actually think about it, and they're broken off into smaller groups now, all muttering about it, not talking about it.
If you wish to talk to me about a bit more, I have my commanding content up there. Also, there is my squire. Do I call it a squire? Do I call her a squire? Aide. My aide
Commander's
will.
aide.
Commander's aide.
There is the commander's aide around. Find her. She will let you make an appointment, and we can have a little chat.
Make an appointment, okay.
I'm a very busy guy.
Okay.
And it's going to be
The last thing that somebody says is, are these soldiers coming with us?
I hope so, because they were originally part of your town. Well, the wolf bear, all those ones, originally the ones that came from your location, I hope to come with us. But that is still in negotiation, as the king has asked for all the soldiers to be staying here.
Oh, so we're leaving. We'll be travelling there unprotected.
Yes, apparently that's what the king has said.
Okay.
I'm only relaying what the king's orders are towards me. Yeah. Now I am trying to negotiate with the lieutenant here to actually take the army, or take the people that were originally with us there.
Okay.
Because I also do not feel it's safe for you guys to travel 3 days unprotected. Although the lands are empty and there is hardly anything down there, if we do run into something, having an army is much better.
Of course.
Even a rookie army like you guys.
Well, okay.
Hey.
Well, you've obviously you've had your say, and it's like, oh, this is either kind of going okay-ish, or it's not going so well at all. But they are.
Like just be.
It wasn't really a speech, it was just literally asking some, doing some questions.
Yeah, what's it like? Don't know. Are you going to pay taxes? Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Eventually.
Are we going to get compensated for what we lost? No.
That never happens, guys.
Well, just say that because, as I say, Theo's been in a situation where he's never been compensated either, so
Oh, okay.
That's never going to happen.
Can you promise that we'll have that we'll lead the same lives as we did when we were like where we left? Nope.
Yeah, I mean that's up to them, isn't it? Really, they're their lives. If you wish to change it, for different
some people
occasions,
just want their lives back. That's all they want to be able to go back and doing their old job and
I know.
all that kind of stuff. You know, go back to the way that we're doing things. So it's just various questions being fired out from the crowd. But yeah, they're kind of like all like they're starting to break away now and disperse and like talk amongst themselves. And
I wish to go and find Freya.
Okay, you make your way down this small little kind of trodden footpath kind of thing back down to your tent. You see Freya, and she is stood outside of your tent, and she seems to be holding up a very heavy, thick cloak.
You cold?
No, it's for you. You're supposed to wear it.
Oh, am I supposed to wear it? Why? What is it?
It's a commander's fleece kind of thing, like a bearskin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I do I need to adorn it now if I'm going to go see the lieutenant?
It's cold. You might want to wear it.
Is it cold or is it like?
No, it's kind of damp and wet.
I have a coat. I have my own cloak as well. So like, is it worth? Does it look? It probably looks nicer than my own cloak. Actually, I'll wear it.
Okay.
Okay, and I explained to her about
put it on, and she says that went well. She said that seemed to go well.
I think so. I mean, they want to go home. They want to get their eyes back. It's understandable. We've left everything for them. I can only hope that they literally listen and hope for the best, no matter where they go now.
Okay,
they want to travel with us.
They
They travel with us. If they're not,
she'll if anybody does come and want to ask any questions, then she'll make appointments.
Yes, I don't suppose you made an appointment with the lieutenant for me.
A messenger did come back while you were talking to the civilians, and he will see you tomorrow morning.
Okay, I head there now.
You head there now.
Yep.
Okay. She's kind of like, okay, right. When shall I expect you? Shall I expect you back in time for tea?
Oh, you know what? Actually, is there any chance you can go and round up all the sergeants for me? The bear sergeant, the wolf sergeant.
Yes, you could do that.
Could you do that and bring them back to this tent first before I go anywhere? I'll do that. I'll wait inside the tent.
Okay, might take
send someone.
It might take a little while. Okay,
that's okay.
She did that, and again, she kind of like she just puts a few things down, and then she just kind of runs off and.
Thank you, Freya.
Don't trust.
Things I'm waiting until tomorrow.
Yes, you are in the marketplace. You have witnessed the handoff of something to a very finely well-dressed, clean-shaven, with dark curly hair gentleman, with a frilly shirt and a very smart blue top, and black boots. Yes.
Good for him. Did I manage to pick up those things that I sent you?
You are you're scurrying through some of the, you kind of you grab a few bits. You don't just grab them off stalls, you grab them out of people's shopping baskets and stuff like that as well.
Okay.
You managed to get 4 loaves of bread and a couple of fruits, nothing huge or extravagant, just a couple of apples, and 2 small kind of cubes of cheese.
Cubes, not wheels.
No, wheels too big to bloody nick. Yeah, a wheel. Have you seen a wheel of cheese? A wheel of cheese is about 20 pounds of cheese.
You'd be surprised.
No, there's no way you're going to be able to take off with a wheel of cheese.
Sorry, I've written the wrong thing there.
Yeah, wheel of cheese is approximately 14 inches wide, about 4 inches thick, and weighs about 20 pounds.
Okay, so since I've got the items that I want, what fruits did you say? Sorry.
A couple of apples. You've got a couple of apples, about 4 medium-sized bread rolls, I would say, and a couple of loose ends of cheese. Okay. If you're going to steal stuff, you are subjected to 2 small pieces of cheese. You are subjected to stealing using sleight of hand on small objects. You can't sleight of hand a wheel of cheese weighing 20 pounds. Just not going to happen.
Well, it's worth a try.
It's not going to happen. It's like I'm going to pickpocket that barrel.
Right. So I've got a note of that.
Yeah.
Now that I have my items, I am heading. I'm not giving a crap about a shady looking guy in a fine looking suit. I am heading east.
Okay.
I just directly head east, and if I see any miners, in particular, I follow them.
Okay. Well, the path under it turns to like from dry clay into a cinder path, and then eventually it turns into an actual cobbled path.
Mhm.
Okay. You are marching up to leaving the new town. It's called the new town area, which is all predominantly kind of like cobbled together, cannibalized pieces of wooden structures, which have been built on and built on and built on top of, like floor on top of floor and extension on the back of it and all the rest of it. Towards a pretty kind of medievally fortification, and the first thing you run into is a giant gatehouse.
Wonderful. Is it open, closed? Help
It's
me out.
open. It's open. Now it's open.
Alright, I just walk through then.
You walk on through and you can see that there is various guards stood on duty. They don't seem to be paying much attention as to people that are coming and going. There's people coming and going all the time. But they seem to be stood. I mean, they're not stood on guard and not poised for attack or anything like that. Just seem to be just standing there, kind of like leaned up against walls and rubbing their hands together and standing around a brazier and trying to keep warm and talking to each other. And
God,
Yeah.
still, God, don't they ever have lives?
that's what they do. Some are
I
walking
walk
along
up to-
walls and things like that. Yeah.
I walk up to the closest one to me.
Okay.
What's he doing?
He is he's standing and he seems to be like he's watching something that's happening on a field, like a parade field, like beyond the gatehouse itself.
Okay. Before I actually speak to him, I just kind of put my little hood up.
Yep.
And I just make sure that my hair is covering my ears, so my elven heritage is not kind of showing.
Uh-huh.
And I then kind of make myself look a little bit small and pathetic. And
Yeah.
say to him, Sir. And I tug at his cloak if he's wearing a cloak. If he's not,
There's no
I
way.
just kinda...
There's not really wearing a cloak or anything like that. He's got like a
Is he-
green leather armor and things like that.
Well, is there something on him that I can like slightly tug at?
You can
Get his
tug at
attention.
his belt or his sleeve or something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I tug at his sleeve to get his attention and say, Sir,
Mhm.
Sir,
He looks down at you and he says, "What do you want, boy?"
I'm looking. I'm wondering if I'm on the right road to the wall. I'm supposed to go and find my father.
He says, "Well, if you just keep going straight ahead,
Okay.
stay out the way of that training ground, though.
Why?
They're doing javelin practice."
Thank you, sir. And I walk on.
I love how shady you're trying to be to get directions to the wall.
Yeah, I know. It's
It's like it's not yeah, everyone's telling you exactly where to go. It's like, yeah, it's just there.
It's just there.
Yeah,
It's just over there.
I want to be absolutely certain that I'm going to the right bloody place.
It's like the Grand Canyon, can't miss it.
Can't miss it. It's a huge
but
friggin'
it's
place.
like, you want to be absolutely sure.
I know, it's great though.
It's absolutely friggin' massive. It's like saying, "Where's the North Pole?" Like, where, you know, like, oh, see all the white stuff.
Just
Yeah.
sits right in front of the
There.
North Pole. Where's
It's like,
the
where's
North
the sea? Yeah. It's like, I'll just keep going that way. You'll get to eventually. Yeah. It's like that. That's pretty much what you're putting. That's in the same scale of, you know, like where's the ocean? Oh, it's out there. Can you not see it? There, just keep going. And that's what you're saying when you're asking them, "Where's the wall?" It's like, you just keep going, buddy. Yeah, you'll run into it.
God,
Oh, yeah.
That's doing trouble with bloody tourists.
Yeah, it's like, what?
Worst.
Why is he asking where's the wall, Dad? Yeah,
Well, I did say I made myself look pathetic, so it could
Quite
be that
pathetic,
it's
isn't
blind. Blind, maybe? Blind?
Anyway,
I don't know what to do.
there you go.
So I keep traveling that way.
You keep travelling that
avoiding
way, yeah.
travelling practice.
You can see that there's some javelin practice being carried out on the field, so it's more like spear chucking. And
Is
well,
this the, just as a player, is this the place that Theo was at when
Yes.
he was going bonkers trying to figure out the
Not
word?
quite. In the
not
same
quite.
location.
It's the same
yes.
kind of thing. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
It's the big fortress that actually.
it's a
the
big
main
fortress kind of
base.
thing. Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Can I see the fortress from where I am?
Well, you're in it.
Oh.
It's like a big military barracks area where you walk through the main gate and it's everything. There's loads of buildings all around you, and you're all enclosed in a wall.
Oh, okay.
The crappy town that we've just walked into was literally someone built up outside.
Okay, other than the guards that I can see, can I see any kind of not guard people? Like, I wouldn't say scholars or some like chitters or anything like that. Like, I'm trying to not to metagame here.
I know.
Art.
You're looking for non-military personnel.
Yeah, basically. Can I see anybody who's not military?
Not military.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's a lot of military cadets around here. There's a lot of training instructors. There's a lot of instructors. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You're about there somewhere. Years away off there somewhere. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, so you just come through this gatehouse here, and this here is an actual. This is a training ground. See a training ground?
Yep.
Yeah. This bit here is the walls. See all this?
Yep. That's where I'm wanting to go.
You'll eventually get to it, you know. Okay. So Estelle,
Yes.
you're on your horse.
Yes.
That's my impersonation of a horse.
Okay, everybody else is saddled up. Yes. Obi is ready to go.
I'm ready.
I want to make sure that everyone is like ready to go, because we need to make where we're heading may have enemies, probably more so than what happened up in wherever we were. What was the place we were at? I've forgotten the name.
Mistwood.
No. The battle we
Take the
had in.
Oh, Ilian.
Was it Ilian?
Ilian, yeah.
The place we had the battle.
Anyway.
Ilian,
Yeah,
Ilian.
it could be much worse. We're in Farbard, so.
Well, why do you think I was trying to double check on arrows and such? If the town had fractures.
No, I'm not worried about that. That's fine. That's why I want to make sure like everyone's ready for the. If there's nobody there, I'm hoping to at least have most of you stay outside the city.
What?
Because we can't just have 200 people just charge in the city. It's just putting a mark on our heads. We need to like stay. Preferably if it was when we get there and it's
You want to try and stay low profile, is that it?
Yes. Well, this is as low profile
You want to
as it
sneak
can
into
get.
this? You want to sneak into the city?
Yes.
God help us. Okay.
That's easier said than done, you know that.
I know. I'm just saying.
Okay. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
I am so ready to go.
Oh, okay. Obi says, right. Let's get this over with,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and then we can go home.
Oh. I don't have a home.
Yeah.
Now-
You're talking to a little hobbit that's been on the run since I was 22.
Uh-huh.
Now just towards the two, Owen and Zabi.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure, like, even if the Dark Priestess is there, would you still come with me?
Well, I'm not going to leave you alone now, am I, you troublemaker?
What trouble was that?
Obi says it's okay. She's not after her.
Well, none of us are.
It really doesn't matter if the enemy is after you or not. You're still going to be in trouble.
We're still going to...
Regardless,
Honestly,
because
all
of the situation at hand.
Yeah, honestly, any one of us, you, Theo, Dylan, anybody, will still get in somehow fucking trouble.
Right.
I mean, hell, I could get in trouble, still. Possibly if there might be the chance that I somehow run into family members, which I rather see them gone.
Then I'll pray you won't get into trouble.
Good luck on that, because trouble may be coming either way.
I'm well aware of that.
Always says she's expecting it. That's why she's eating it. That's why she came here.
Let's just ride and talk or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going. As soon as you start actually moving your horse, then the 200 odd soldiers behind you start moving as well.
Mm-hmm.
And you're leaving Mistwall, heading west.
Yes.
Yeah, following the river, following the banks of the river.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. You're about 2 miles away from Mistwall, and you can hear some celebration taking place, some singing and some various things like that seem to be coming from Mistwall. From Mistwood, rather. Okay.
Yeah, we're galloping as fast as we can and not
you're going
stopping
as fast
now.
as you can, and you're following the river, and you're going as fast as you can across the open plains of Western Rohan.
Yes.
Western Rohan. In the distance, you can see the Gap of Rohan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You can just barely make out Helm's Deep.
Okay.
And a little to the north, you can see the very, very, very tall dark spire of Isengard.
Oh shit.
Taking a hobbit. Isengard.
Isengard?
Yeah, Isengard is in the mountains up there.
Kind of on the way, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the way, you know.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not going in Isengard.
I know that, but still.
Okay.
You still want to come with me now?
Shut your face. As a player, I would turn back, but as Zabby, no, not a chance. She's not going to leave a troublemaker on their own.
Like I'm the troublemaker.
Most definitely. That's what she's thinking.
Okay. Like I say, you are now racing, following the riverbank westward, heading for the Gap of Rohan.
Yes.
Yes. Theo,
Yeah.
you get a message back saying that the commander will see you tomorrow morning.
The lieutenant thing.
The lieutenant, yes. Yes,
Yeah.
the lieutenant will see you
Yeah.
tomorrow morning. Yes.
Then I asked Thingy to go and find the other 4 sergeants.
Yes, he's come back with the other 4 sergeants, and you are still inside your your commanding headquarters.
Yes.
And Freya sticks her head in, and she says, "Sir, the commanders you asked for are waiting outside."
Excellent. Okay, I'll come outside.
You come outside, and you see the 4, very inexperienced. One of them is still slightly injured. Young captains.
Was the injury really bad, or just like? Yeah.
No, it looks like an injury to his weapon arm. It's like a cut, but probably on his hand. It's bandaged up.
Okay. So I come out. I go, look. I commend you for what you did at the battle. You held your ground really well. For your pretty much first duty, that was spot on. You followed what you could. Even though you ran with no commander, that was great. You held your line. You did really well. I'm pretty proud of you guys.
Oh, shucks.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've been asked for all the armies to stay here, but I'm asking you guys if you wouldn't mind accompanying us to Callanhard if we take the civilians and they wish to come with us. I'm going to go and speak with the lieutenant of this place, because you're supposed to be under his command now. But I feel you would be better used in our presence and with the people you protected, as they will already know you and you already know them. Yeah, you've lived in the same areas for so long, you know each other. I feel you are better with us than you are here. If any of you have any disagreements, please speak up now, and I will ask for your squadron.
Yeah, squadron.
What would you call their?
Well,
Because it's the
your
brigade.
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 I would ask for your platoon then to stay here if you do not wish to follow us.
Okay.
So if you have any,
They'll go back and speak it over with their comrades.
okay, please do.
Okay, so they kind of nod and they turn and they individually separate and go back to their separate encampments. Yeah?
Yes.
And go and discuss it. We assume they're discussing it with their comrades and saying what the proposals are, the options that they have, and what their decisions, and who's saying what, and who has to do what, and all the rest of it. And
Yeah.
kind of arguing it all out.
Freya,
Okay, Freya?
are you around?
Yeah, she's always around.
Cool. Remember to go and get provisions. I gave you money to go and buy stuff.
Yes.
You can go and do that while I sit around and just relax.
Yeah, she's got it written down in a notebook.
Yes. Good.
Yeah, she's got it written down in a notebook. Yes, 3 gold pieces.
I'm going to wait here for the captains to return.
Yes,
If they...
she's written down here, 3 gold pieces, and she's going to make a list of the things that she buys and how much they cost, and then she'll bring it back.
Yes, no worries.
Okay. Is there anything you priority need?
No, it'd just be food.
Food. Okay, food. How much?
As much as you reckon. This is something you will need to reckon.
Okay.
You know the preserves that you have.
She's just buying for the civilians or buying for the soldiers?
How much would I be able to buy for 3 gold then for everyone?
3 gold. It's going to take us 4 days to get the...
Just for like the 2 days we stay here.
Oh, the 2 days? Just for the 2 days?
Yeah.
Food for 2 days? For everybody?
Yeah.
She's totaling it all. She's trying to work it all out, trying to do...
Just for the civilians, not so much the soldiers,
That
but
says
civilians.
150 civilians. They require... Let's put
150? Cool, we've lost a couple. I had 200 down here.
Well, 200 civilians. So they're going to need like 2 meals a day. So that's 800 meals. Let's say we're going to have one company that's 800 meals.
500 gold.
Yeah, she'll do what she'll do the best she can.
Yeah, I'm only asking just for like little rations for them as they had to leave in the
little rations. They're going to get little rations because, like, from her calculations, it's going to cost her 8 gold. But she says she'll see what she can do.
I give her 5 gold in total then.
5 gold. Okay, she's written down in a little
So
notebook.
she has 2 extra gold now.
She's written down in a notebook. She's written down next to 3 gold. She's crossed out the number 3. She's put 5.
Yes.
Okay, 5 gold. Right. She says right. She'll head into town.
I will also write it down, but I can't find my pen.
Okay. So she's crossed out the 3, she's put a 5 down, and she's written it down in a little notebook. And she says, right, she'll head into town now. She'll make those arrangements and see if she can get them delivered, because there's no way she can carry that amount of food on her own.
Yes, well, as I say, speak with the soldiers that we have here. Maybe they can help.
Okay, she'll see what she can do. And she nods, and then disappears out the opening again.
No worries.
Okay?
Yep.
Don't trust.
Yes.
You're in the parade ground and you're seeing these soldiers, they're kind of throwing javelins all over the place. And so there's a training instructor saying, right, okay, what you do is you go step, 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 throw.
Die.
What the fuck, Lee?
Okay?
It's the order, isn't it? Step, step, throw, and hope the thing dies.
You see these.
No.
You see these. It says there's 2 white flags like further down this field, this throwing field, and he says you need to get as close.
There.
Yeah, pretty much. He says you need to get as close to those white flags as you possibly can. Yeah, and then 20 cadets all line up.
Show them how it's done.
Right, all these 20 cadets all line up, and they're all like, ready, go, and then there's just like 20 hurtling like javelins just going through the air, and then the end of the parade ground now, the end of the training field now looks like a porcupine's back of like spears, either landing flat, or they're landing bolt upright, or they're not quite getting far enough, or they seem to be just like off to the side. Some are sticking out sideways. They're landing all over the place. A couple of them do actually make it as far as the white flags, but the majority of them don't.
Yeah, I kind of wander over to this guy that's like given the instructions and say to him, "Excuse me, sir."
He kind of looks down at you and says, "One moment." And he says, "Right, upon command, go and retrieve your javelins." And he says, "Now." And then the cadets kind of like all go sprinting off down this training ground and go and get their javelins and bring them back. And he says, "Okay, what is it?"
I'm looking for my father. He's supposedly a scholar here. Not that my mother would tell
Scholar,
you
what does he
different.
teach?
Apparently about the stars.
What's his name?
Didn't think that far ahead, did you?
No, I didn't. I just call him by father.
What's his surname?
Medwind.
Medwind.
Mm-hmm.
Medwind. Is it Medwind? Medwind. I don't know bloody Medwind. Mind you, with the amount of like scholars that come and go in this place, it doesn't surprise me if we ever know what everybody is. What is he, an astrologer?
Yes.
Oh, probably being pulled in to calculate some stupid thing about that fallen rock again.
Yeah.
Seems to attracted all the crazies, that thing.
We've moved several places after that rock fell from the sky.
Several places? It only happened 2 days ago.
He's been tracking it for quite some time.
Tracking it. Somebody would...
My mother says he spends more time looking at the stars than he does worrying about his own family. I'm just here to deliver food to him, sir. I'd rather be out.
Oh well, he's probably in the in the classrooms. Probably in one of the classrooms. You'll find him there, no doubt.
Can you point me in the direction, sir?
Across the parade ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Turn left.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going past the auditorium. Take the first right, and that takes you in the classroom district, and it'll probably be one small little scratchy little classroom right on the far end.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
May you have a nice day.
And he says, "Oh well, watch out for them javelins."
Will do. And I run across the field.
You run across the field while these cadets are all like, and you hear them screaming in the background, saying, "Right, back on your marks. Right, this time I want to see you reach the white flags at the end."
Where was he standing? Like,
No, just
he's
standing just here somewhere.
And where are they throwing? Because I think
Oh, they're throwing this way.
Here.
Yeah, they're throwing this way.
Oh, okay.
They're throwing this way, kind of thing. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, that's what he did. He kind of sent them when he was talking to you. He sent them down, so you could actually walk across.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I am going to go from here to around the back of them.
Yeah, these javelin throwing kind of things. Yeah, and you can see them that they've come back to their marks now. That you can see that there's a small, there's like a white chalk line. It's almost invisible in places where it's been trodden into the dirt. Where they're supposed to stand behind and they're supposed to like do a throwing kind of thing and try to get anywhere near the other end of the field where these white flags are.
Okay.
You make your way to the other side of the parade ground. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see an assortment of buildings all around you. There's a couple of the cadet students like running around. It looks like there's some senior people. Looks like a groundskeeper as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be like sweeping up some leaves and things like that, and tidying up some of the grass verges and that sort of thing. Trying to keep the place tidy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And people like moving between buildings and things like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to head towards the auditorium and then see what happens when I get there.
Okay. Well, you're heading off down the path, and you can see that on the right hand side, you can see there's the kind of like a paved training ground. There's not much happening there at the moment. It looks like there's kind of like some stables or something like that down the either side of it.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like it's some kind of like a almost enclosed riding school. Yeah. And the students have been shown how to mount and dismount a horse correctly while it's stationary and while it's moving.
Okay.
You keep on going, and you can see that there is some. There's an auditorium on the left-hand side. And it's a wooden auditorium. It's an open-air one, and it's there's a path leading up to it, and there's small little like kind of bollards on either side of the path that indicate that in this direction kind of thing. There's like a rope between those bollards as well, funneling you directly onto the main center stage of the auditorium. Yes. Yeah. As you approach the auditorium, you can see that there is some kind of there's some kind of teaching going on, and it's public speaking. Yeah.
Do I hear what is being said?
You can hear the person who's doing the teaching, the talking, is a public official. It looks like a councillor. He's an old guy. He's kind of got like a long beard, and he's got a red, not like all these, not dressed in armor or anything like that. He's got a red kind of like cape and gown. Yeah. And he's telling the students how to recognize a person of official capacity, and how they should be addressed. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. So he's saying like, when you're speaking to a member of royalty, yes, you must address them as this and as that, and you must bow, or you can nod your head, or you may salute if you talk to this person or a member of this household. These are their colours, their recognition, their flag, their banner. And he seems to be doing this kind of like open air teaching classroom thing on courtroom etiquette, like public addressing. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's taking place in that auditorium, that outdoor classroom area.
Okay. I listened to him for a second or two and then just kind of lose interest and head towards the kind of classrooms and see if there's anybody around that I can ask, hey, where can I find the astrology class?
You go a little bit further and you see some classrooms on the right hand side. You turn down towards them, you can see that there's ones teaching things like geography, traditions, there's some literacy ones like reading and writing and stuff like that. There's some on plants like fauna and flora. Yes. There's some weather, like weather prediction, what's called weather skills classroom. Yeah. And various other ones like that. They all seem to be centered around the life and the traditions and customs of the Rohan. Going on a little bit further, you can see there's one about animal tracking. Yeah, about the various paw prints and things like that, and there's a lovely assortment of animal droppings in a display case.
Can I smell the?
No, you can't smell. You can tell what they are just by identifying them just from the shape and the size.
I'd probably be able to identify them just by the scent.
Yeah.
Yeah. how busy is it? Or is it a hustle and bustle? Are people?
It's not a hustle and bustle. It's fairly quiet down this area because a lot of the classes are in progress. There's no more than 10 students to a particular classroom, and no fewer than 6.
Okay. Do I see anybody working around here, janitors and silly popping?
Sorry.
It's okay. Groundskeepers, janitors, classroom attendants, or anything like that buzzing around?
It's fairly quiet. You do see there is kind of like a final year student who seems to be walking around like the paths between the buildings.
Okay. I stop him or her.
It's him. Yeah.
And okay, well, him, and ask him, hi. Well, I say to him, hi, or hello, greetings, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for the astrology class.
Stargazers.
Yes.
Aye. Last classroom or last cabin. He says, call them cabins. Last cabin on the right.
You wouldn't happen to know when the next crap, I'm trying to think what it's called. It's not class, it's a lecture will begin. That was a bit loud. Lecture will begin.
Lecture on what?
Preferably I'd like to know more about the thing that fell to Earth recently.
They haven't got no lectures on that.
Where
It's
can I find...
It's a fairly recent event. Usually the syllabus is already designed and laid out at the start of term, the start of year.
Mm-hmm.
And they very infrequently deviate from that. Only in times of war and stuff like that, or if there's a significant event like a royal wedding or a coronation or something along those lines. But no, they tend to stick to the same basic old stuff.
I take down my hood at that point and say, well, I'm currently looking for information on that particular recent event. It's very important that I find out as much as I can about it. Can you direct me to anybody who can assist me in this matter?
No, one of the senior astrologers, the astronomers, will probably have some information on it. You're better off just, if you can catch one of them, they'll be down there on the cabins on the right hand side, the far end. One of them might be free, probably be available to answer some questions.
Thank you. I thank him. Just kind of give him a little nod of the head.
No worries.
Give him a little nod of the head and head off towards the astrologers.
Okay.
Okay.
Estelle and Owie and Zabi have been riding for a considerable length of time.
Okay.
Riding closer and closer towards the Gap of Rohan.
Yeah.
You can see that, like, in the distance, it seems like you've been riding for an eternity, but you haven't really been riding that long.
How long have we been riding for?
Well, about maybe 3 or 4 hours or so.
Okay.
You've covered a good amount of ground, probably about 80, maybe 100 miles or so like that. The Woodminster's well behind you now, and you're sure that they're probably having a great time for their winter festival.
Yeah.
And you can see up ahead, you can see Isengard, and Isengard seems to be getting loomer and getting bigger and bigger. But as you approach it, you can see that there is a lot of black smoke right coming out of the grounds around Isengard.
That's not usually a good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of smoke, like clouds of dust and stuff like that seems to be just. It's
Do they
definitely coming from the Isengard tower.
Do they look recent or?
Oh, they're still smoking.
They're still smoking. So has that been recent or don't know?
It's still ongoing. So it's recent. Yeah, it's still ongoing.
within the day, basically.
Yeah, there's a lot of black smoke, and it looks like steam, and a lot of clouds, and a lot of dirt, and
Yeah.
definitely rising from the grounds around Isengard.
Just thinking about it just makes my skin tingle. I not feel comfortable about it.
We're not going towards there, we just have to worry about the road.
Okay.
I know I pay attention to that, but I really am focusing on around us and the road.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're riding along, not really stopping for anything. You continue going, but you do notice that there's a lot of black smoke and a lot of dark clouds hanging over Isengard.
I don't like it.
So you're riding, you're heading towards Helm's Deep and the Gap of Rohan.
Yes.
Okay, so you just keep heading towards that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Theo?
Yep.
You're waiting for the for word back from the captain. It's going to be a little while before you get some information back from the captains, and you're still waiting for Frey to come back from a shopping trip.
Yeah, no worries. I'll just take a little chair out the front again and sit on the front of my thing with a drink.
Smoke my pipe.
You're sitting in front of your very elaborately well decorated, amazingly well catered for command tent. Yeah?
Go see my horse.
Are you going to go see the horse? Okay.
Yeah. I haven't seen my horse in a while.
You go and see your horse. Your horse is incredibly well looked after. The saddle has been cleaned as well as oiled. All the brass, like all the stirrups and the bridle and the harnesses and all that kind of stuff have all been cleaned as well as polished.
Nice. It's not too far from the tent either, is it?
It's not too far. It's not too far, no.
No.
And the fur and the skin, the mane and the tail, has been combed and brushed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go back to sit down on that chair now.
The shoes on your horse have been washed, as well as the feet. Yeah, the hooves have been cleaned and they've been filed. And your horse has never really looked as better.
Nah, it's been properly looked after. This is good.
I love you, my horse.
I go sit down on the chair again.
Your horse is fine. The horse is quite comfortable. There is a small pail of water next to the horse as well.
Good.
Okay. Quite satisfied that your horse has been adequately well looked after by Freya. You go and sit yourself back onto your collapsible campaign chair.
Yeah, and I pour myself a little drink.
Of
Water.
water? Okay, yes. Small little, kind of like a barrel shaped, small shot of water kind of thing. It seems to be reinforced with kind of like a copper band around the top and the bottom of it. Cork to the bottom, for quick drinking purposes, and you quite happily sit there, and you can see that the camps have kind of like everything seems to be gone back to normal, being for the soldiers and for the civilians and that, and you can see there's still people talking and people muttering, but predominantly nearly everybody seems to be just like getting on with things for the moment anyway. Okay.
Yeah, I just sit there.
Dylan Trust.
Yes.
You arrive at the one of the classrooms. Yes, right at the back. It's one that they call the cabins. It's right in the back. It's right, pretty much on the outskirts of the teaching like campus altogether. And there is there's one astronomer, and he looks like he's hunched, looking over a table, looking over charts and various things like that. And he's got a measuring ruler, and he's got some like charcoal pencils. And he seems to be sitting there just quite happily, just like pondering some things. I don't know what it is, probably calculations or dates or whatever it is. He just seems to be pondering over something anyway. Inside one of the cabins, yeah?
I walk up to him and tug at his sleeve.
Tug at his sleeve. Yes? He kind of he looks like down across half spectacles. Yeah.
So basically an Anne Robinson.
Looks right at you like, oh, what have we got here?
And at that point, I kind of tuck my hair behind my ears. And look up at him and say, "Sir, I do believe that you and I have a matter to discuss."
Okay, so he said, what's the matter?
I believe something fell to Earth a few nights ago. And I was wondering if you can give me any further information about what fell to the ground and what it has to do with the Elven history.
He says, well, he says that Elendil's resilience fell from the sky.
How is it you've come to know this information?
It's obvious. He looked in the star chart, it was there. When he looked in the sky, it wasn't.
Do you have any historical volumes close by that I can look at, like any tomes, anything of that nature that I can just verify?
According to the Book of the Eternal Night, yes, when the two towers were destroyed and the creation of Order and the time of the Valar and all the rest of it, yes, when the Valar crossed over into Middle-earth and took on Melklor, yes, previously called Morgoth. From that time onwards was called Morgoth. The Valar kind of, with the aid of the First Age elves, kind of went to war with Morgoth. And subsequently there was such a tremendous battle where millions upon millions of elves were killed, and much of Arda, the ancient word for Middle-earth, was damaged and destroyed. Yeah? And they defeated Morgoth. Yes?
Yes.
They, with the assistance of, there was one elf called Fëanor. And Fëanor was famous for creating...
The Silmarils.
He created jewellery or personal items for the Valar.
I'm familiar with his history, kind sir. My uncle himself was a scholar and
there
historian.
you go. Yes.
So I'm wondering if you have any copies of said tomes here, or
No,
any other information.
he doesn't have any. He said he cannot. He doesn't have any particular copies of the Longest Night laid around anywhere.
A traveling companion of mine was here a few. Well, I think last
He does
night?
remember that one of the Silmarils was recovered by Beren. Yes.
Okay.
Beren was obviously the son of Berea and Luthien. Luthien was obviously the daughter of Milian.
How do you spell Baron? Or is it in that?
Beren, yeah, Beren.
Is it in what you sent me as well?
Is the son of Luthien.
Yeah.
Luthien, and obviously Luthien is the daughter of Milian.
It's alright.
And he recovered one. Apparently, he recovered one of the Silmarillans, but he obviously lost his hand when he recovered the Silmarillion because it was bitten off.
Yes.
And that stone was eventually taken by Erendil, the husband and the granddaughter of Elwing.
It's of him that I wish to learn more of, Kainsar.
The husband and the granddaughter Elwing. And Elwing apparently had two brothers who got themselves mixed up in some forest somewhere. We never heard of them again.
I love how you're just weeding Ricky now.
I know.
Pardon?
All the information he's reading is just literally the wiki
I
page.
know.
I know. I'm trying to read that, but I'm trying to float in extra bits as well, which I know of. So Elwing apparently had two brothers, and they got themselves mixed up in some forest somewhere, way off to the east somewhere, just far past the Blue Mountains, just way past Eridlian somewhere like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Never heard of them again. Apparently, poor boys.
Well, while that is very sad, good sorry, it's more of Arendelle that I wished. It's not Arendelle, is it? Arendelle? The husband to their granddaughter that I'm wishing to learn more of.
Oh, the husband to Elwing.
Yes.
The young girl that apparently survived.
Yes.
Yes.
I wish to learn more about her husband. Is there any?
Erendil. Oh, not much about him. Basically, that he didn't really accomplish an awful lot. All he did was he acquired the Cimmeral from Elwing, and returned it back to the Valor. That simple. Yes, I mean, Fëanor actually created it for the Valor. Morgoth was jealous of them because they were the only source of light during the Age of Darkness when the two trees were destroyed. So he kept them. He kept the light for himself. The Valor wanted them back because they belonged to the children of Middle-earth. And subsequently a big war was started, after which the Valor kind of promised themselves that they would never ever enter Middle-earth again for such trinkets as the Cimmerals. Subsequently the elves fought over these Cimmerals because they were the only sources of light that were at the time. And Erendil saw it was the husband of Elwing, saw the greed between the elven clans, because there weren't really Noldor and Sindar and Sylvan back then. There were the Talari and various other ones as well. And they so started what we call the Kingslayer Wars. And they started fighting amongst themselves over such trinkets that didn't really belong to them. They actually belonged to the Valor. And Erendil actually took the Cimmeral and took it back to the Valor and handed it back to them. And the Valor said, right, we'll put it in a place where it would serve the greatest purpose, but they would never be able to possess it, and therefore they set it up in the stars.
Do you have any idea as to why something has possibly fallen? Do you personally think it could be a Silmaril itself?
They did say at the end of the book, they said it was said by many of the elves that the fate of Arda was woven into the Cimmerals, but they didn't kind of leave any clues. But the only clue that they seem to have found out is that one was set in the sky, one was set in the ocean, and one was buried beneath the earth. But they don't know where. Now, over the last few days, they're working on the possible assumption that maybe the falling stars landed in the area, or the close proximity to the area where the one set in Earth was placed. So maybe one might be making its way back to the other.
Thank you, Kainsar. You've been very informative of the Silmarils themselves. My only other question for you is, do you know of any living lineage to Erendil?
No, apparently, I'm sorry, but that line died out a very, very long time ago. I mean, obviously there was only one living descendant from Fëanor, which was Elwing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who was the great granddaughter and then her line kind of ended there. I mean, there is some kind of like indirect descendant to Elrond from the House of Rivendell. But the records become a little sketchy there. But and as for the whereabouts of the two brothers that got lost in the woods, well, I'm sorry. I think that we've put it down to history that those two boys perished.
Could it be possible that they didn't perish? That they maybe had...
There's no records indicating that, and given the time that they did disappear, it was straight after the Great Battle of Nargothrond and Lindon. And they were very, very young at the time. We're not even talking about the age of decision making where they decide whether to stay elf or human, because there were half elves, by the way. They weren't immortal, so I would say they're probably long dead by now.
But it could be possible that they have descendants, correct?
He says, I suppose it could be possible, but fairly unlikely.
Were there any mentions of any houses that were new not long after those brothers, sons?
No. History. There's a reason why it was called the Age of Darkness, the longest night, and it's not because of the metaphor of the Cimmerals being the only source of light and the destruction of the two trees and the setting up of the two towers and all the rest of it, the sun and the moon, but it was also a torrid time of war where gods were fighting other gods with armies of mortals, predominantly the dwarves, admittedly. But there was very little in the way of record keeping, and because of that we refer to it as being the longest night, because it is a real dark age, not because of its actual the absence of daylight, because the elves were born under the stars and predominantly spent majority of their lives under the stars. Their genealogy is based on the stars, but the lack of records means looking into that period of history, it is just a black hole.
Okay. Well, I've taken up enough of your time, kind sir. But there is one last thing that I would like to ask you. A travelling companion of mine visited here last night and was able to look at a few tomes where he was given the name of Erendil.
Oh, the strange young guy. Oh yes, kept talking to himself.
That's him. I was wondering, would I be permitted to look at the same thing he did?
He didn't really look at an awful lot of stuff. We
advised
advised him to take up pottery or possibly art.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's a bit of a strange one, that one. But I was wondering if it was possible to look at the same thing he did, just to see if I can get any better information from it.
He says, I suppose it's around here somewhere, unless one of my colleagues might have borrowed it.
Well, do you mind if we look for it?
He looks around. He says, "I'm sure I left it round here." Now he's patting himself down as if he's actually got it, and he's looking around. He says, "I think I remember putting it over there, and I'll just have a check." And he has a root around in a whole pile of scrolls. And then he says, "Maybe I moved it over here." And he goes around. He starts pulling out more scrolls, and they're all over the floor and all over the table and all over everywhere. And it's like, No, I would if Sigmund borrowed it this morning. He was out all night, mind you. Yes, he was out all night. Oh, I think he was going to show the commander. I think he was going to show the lieutenant. Yes, that was right. He was going to show it to the lieutenant first thing this morning. Yes. After he put his telescope away. That's correct. So he's probably got it.
Okay, Well, in which case, thank you for your time, sir. I hope you find peace among the stars. And good luck in your future endeavors. I cover up the ear that my ears again, put my hood up, and I will leave the man to his work.
Okay.